and welcome back to another video here on All Things Teaching with Beanie. My name is Beanie, here to give you guys everything teaching related. So in today's video, I'll be mainly addressing the first year students, giving them 8 tips that they should know before completing their teaching practicals. So without wasting any time, let's get right into the video. Alright you guys, so tip number 1. Don't put off until tomorrow what can be done today. What does that mean? Beanie, what do you mean by that? Simply, I mean that whatever it is that you can accomplish today, that you can do today, don't put it off until tomorrow. Make sure that you do everything that you need to do before you go to your teaching practicals. Don't put it off for later. Just don't, because you are going to bombard yourself the moment that you have to go to your teaching practicals, because you'll have so much work that has just been stacked up for these past few weeks, days, even months maybe, because you simply did not attend to them. So that means that before you complete your teaching practicals, right, your lecturer for this module of teaching practicals must inform you of everything that you need to know, right? That goes with the file that you need to use. It is advised that you use an arc level file. So this is what an arc level file looks like. It has this big back, and this is mainly what it looks like. As you can see, guys, there are things in this file, right? There are things in this file. Okay, so that is what you need to know. You need to know the size of your file that you need to buy. Then file dividers. You need to have file dividers in your file. Pocket files. And the most important thing from everything that I have said is the documents that you need for your teaching practicals. Make sure that you have printed them all out. Don't put them off until tomorrow, next week, next month. No. The moment you receive them, make sure that you go through them. Ask your lecturer, ask your friends, ask your lecture hall mates. Are they the relevant mates? Make sure that you have the relevant documents for the year that you're completing your teaching practicals, right? For me, I completed my teaching practicals in this year 2022, so my documents had to be 2022 documents with their name. There had to be documents that said 2022 this particular document. All right, so once you have received those once you have received those documents from your student portal, it is important that you print them out. It is important that you print all of them out, get them ready, put them aside. Make sure that once you've bought your pocket files that you put them in and you stack them. Even if you don't know the order in which that they go, make sure that you put them in your file immediately. Once you know the order in which they go, then you can just start packing your file accordingly. So going on to tip number 2, learn to prioritize your time. That is very, very important as a student educator. You need to learn to prioritize your time, right? That means that your social life, your personal life, your relationship, your whatever it is that is going on in your life, you need to prioritize your time. What is more important that needs to be done? What needs my attention the most, right? That is what you need to be asking yourself, right? So going on to task 3, which is break down your tasks into small manageable tasks. What do you need to do, right, before your teaching practicals? You must have a list of what you need to do, right? You must write it down. For me, it's very helpful to have a list where I can tick off everything that needs to be done that I have done. So make sure that you have a list, and with that list you are able to write down all the tasks that you need to do, and then break down those tasks into small manageable tasks that you will do every week before your teaching practicals come. So for instance, those tasks can include dress code. You need to know the dress code of the school that you are going to, right? Then you need to go shopping. You need to make sure that you go shopping for clothing, for food, for any stationery that you will need, for any accessories or extra things that you will need. No matter the phase in which you are doing, whether it be foundation phase, intermediate phase, senior phase, or FET phase, whatever the phase may be, you need to be ready with everything that you need. Make sure that the bag that you're going to use has all the essentials that you're going to need. Your lunch box, you got it ready. Your bottle of water, which is important, you need to stay hydrated. Fruits, you need to make sure that you are ready for anything. Money for transport if you're going to be traveling. Data, you need to have airtime. You must also make sure that you have money for snacks or any other expenses that you will find there at the school, because sometimes there's Entrepreneurs Day, there's this, then that, and you need to take part in it and you need to spend money. So you must make sure that you have money to spend when you go to those schools. So going on to tip number 4, which is prepare as early as possible. Prepare as early as possible, right? The moment that you enter into the lecture for this particular module of teaching experience, make sure that you have a notebook where you jot down everything that needs to be downloaded, printed out, bought, everything that needs to be up to date before you go to those teaching practicals. So once you are allocated a school, or once you have chosen a school that you're going to complete your teaching practicals at, whether it be a government school or a private school, you need to make sure that you get in touch with the principal of the institution or the school and set up a meeting to see him or her in request to complete your teaching practicals, and then make sure that when you go to the principal that you have all the documents ready with you at hand. Don't go there with your USB stick. Don't go there with your cell phone and say, "Sir, ma'am, here are the documents on my cell phone that needs to be printed out, that you need to sign. Can you please print them out for me?" No. Like, absolutely not. Don't do that. Make sure that when you go to see the principal, you are dressed appropriately. You have all the documents that you need there with you at hand that he or she needs to sign, that the institution has given out to you on your student portal. So going on to tip number 5, which actually relates to tip number 4, contact the school that you will be completing your teaching practicals at. Contact the school, get to know the principal, the deputy principal, get to know the staff members. Sometimes when you go to the school that you're going to, they give you a tour of the school. They show you maybe a few staff members there. They show you the staff room, the classes, the learners, a particular classroom, a typical classroom setting, what it looks like, and so forth. But it all depends on the institution that you're going to. Not all institutions do this. Only a few do it, where you as a student educator, you go there in request to complete your teaching practicals, and you meet up with the principal or the deputy principal if the principal happens to be in a meeting or somewhere else which is off the school premises, and then the deputy principal or the principal or another staff member just gives you a tour of the school and just shows you around. It's rare that you find these schools because not all schools do that. However, if you need to get in contact with the schools, there are 3 ways that you can do it. It's with an email, a phone call, or a personal visit. So either of the 3, whichever one works for you, take it. For me personally, I start off with an email. If you don't respond to my email, I look at the location of the school and the distance from school to where I live. If it is a walking distance, then I will go to the school and I will physically request to meet the principal. Inquire about completing my teaching practicals there. And if it is too far from where I am staying and it's not a walking distance, then I will call, right? So going on to tip number 6, a great first impression. This sounds so cliche. Everyone says it. It sounds so cliche, but it is the honest truth, because first impressions last longer. If you make a bad first impression, oh my goodness, you will need to work harder just to change their mindset of who you are. So make a good first impression. That goes with when you go to see the principal or the deputy principal of the institution in which you are completing your teaching practicals at, you must make sure that you are dressed accordingly. Ladies, please cover up your assets, right? If you have any tattoos, please cover it up either with clothing or makeup, right? Hairstyle, you must make sure that you have an appropriate color. If you have braids, make sure that the color is appropriate. It's not highlight pink, it's not highlight green, highlight yellow or orange or maroon or whatever the color is, or maybe you have a rainbow colored mixed braids on your hair. No. Gents, make sure that you look neat. Get a haircut, braid your hair if you do braid your hair. Make sure that you look neat and go there and make a good first impression with the principal. And also on day one, you need to make sure that when you meet your mentor teachers that you make a good first impression, even with the learners. Going on to tip number 7 is be prepared. When it comes to being prepared, you need to know the dress code of the school in which you're completing your teaching practicals at, because not all schools allow jeans or denim. Right? Not all schools allow casual wear. Some schools allow semi-casual, some schools allow semi-formal, some schools allow mainly formal. So, principal has accepted you to complete your teaching practicals at the school. Make sure that you are prepared, right? You have your file. Make sure that you have your file. It has all these documents that you need inside, filed with file dividers in there and everything. Make sure that everything is there. You are ready. Please, 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 please make sure that you prepare ahead of time. Don't put it off until a later stage. No, make sure that you prepare ahead of time. Get everything that you need ready. Clothing, food, money, data, transport, whatever it is that you need, make sure that you have prepared ahead of time. You have all of that ready to go. So going on to the last tip, which is tip number 8, enjoy your teaching practicals. I wish you all the best. It's an amazing journey. It's very exhausting, very frustrating. Sometimes it can be stressful. However, you need to make sure that you have fun. Make sure that you have as much fun as you can. Be professional. Ladies, please learn how to dress, right? No one has to see your assets. They are yours. Guys, please make sure that you are neat and professional. You're not there to pick up a lady. You are not there to hook up with the student, the female student educators. Please make sure that you get your priorities straight. Make sure that you know exactly what it is that you're going to do at those schools. Sometimes the educators, or rather the male educators, they take advantage of female student educators. So you as an individual, you need to make sure that you've got boundaries that people cannot cross, whether they are teachers or other student educators. No, make sure that you have boundaries of your own and that you stick to the standard that you have created for yourself. So with that said, guys, from me, Teaching with Beanie, it's a wrap. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know if I should do more videos like this going forward. Let me know what your thoughts are about today's video. So keep the conversation going. Like I always say, it's not a monologue, it's a dialogue. I really love hearing your thoughts. So please, guys, keep the comments coming. Let me know what it is that you guys want to see next from all things Teaching with Beanie. Alright guys, with that said, see you guys in another video. Cheers.